Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nashua High School South in Nashua, New Hampshire, home of the Purple Panthers and also home this year to the Nashua Chick-fil-A Holiday Basketball Tournament 2009. I'm John Collins along with Tom King. We're in the stands courtside here at Nashua High South. And Tom, it's been a fixture here in Nashua since 1977. You know, I actually just counted on my fingers. This is the 30th. It's the 25th in a row, and it's the 30th overall. There was that 3-year layoff in the early 80s. And glad to be with you back here in Nashua. We got the chunky seats added this year, another sponsor, and we're about to see Nashua North take on the Moore Catholic team that is coached by a gentleman that was in here last year with Newdorp, right? He made the transition.
Exactly, he made the transition. He switched schools and brought his school here. So Newdorp is out, this school is in. But this is this tournament always has the label on it that its predecessor, actually the national, what they used to call the National Holiday Festival, had Patrick Ewing in it.
Right.
In Latin.
3 years in a row, I understand.
You went down and you grabbed a couple of the schools out of Massachusetts, and you also got a school such as Wilbur Cross from Connecticut. I remember watching a lot of those games.
Right.
I came back right when they revived the tournament. That's when I started at the paper, at the Telegraph, and it was, it was a good event. And then it kind of seemed to, lose a little bit of its luster. Didn't get too many outside area schools, and now, they've got so many. Now with the schools split, and you're able to get there are so many more schools in the area now playing high caliber basketball. You're able to get an Alvin, you're able to get a Moore Catholic, Thornton Academy, getting those schools, Bedford, which didn't exist 3 years ago.
Right.
So there's more schools now knocking on the door of this tournament. And I think these tournaments are always good when you can mix schools that you normally don't see during the season together in an event. That goes for hockey tournaments and for basketball tournaments.
We're watching the Titans be introduced. Nashua North, who hosted the tournament last year. It's an alternate thing since the split. They go north and south. And it's the Thornton Academy Golden Trojans that we just watched win over Hollis Brookline, 52-47. Some nice shooting in that game by both teams, but it was Thornton Academy that prevailed in the end from Saco, Maine, as Tom said, from outside the area. The Moore Catholic High School Mavericks is their nickname, and they are coached by Tony Rafanello, who we just talked about, and that's a big undertaking to take a team from New York State to come here. Tom, it's
you've got to raise money and be able to make that trip. I'm sure the school didn't pay for it all by itself.
Right.
And
they rely on the hospitality of their host.
That's exactly. There's hospitality here and sponsors that have kicked in, and that's what you need the sponsors for. So to help pay transportation and things like that for these schools, and they got a lot of good sponsors this year too. This is an event that, I think that in this area is big enough to host its own basketball tournament, and it's a good thing that it does.
Nashua South Panthers won the tournament last year. We'll see if the Titans can turn around and win the tournament on their rivals' home court here as we are underway. The first game that we are broadcasting on Nashua's ETV. John Collins with Tom King.
Remember, I wrote that history once.
It's probably yours.
I don't know. They may have taken it from. I wrote that history once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago, several years ago, George Nukas asked me to do it, and I said, "Yeah, sure, George, no problem. Give me the facts, and we'll put it together."
And you can see it in your game program, folks. Javon Williams, the first shot of the game, off the rim, no good. Nashua North trying to get on the board first. Now we see our first possession by Moore Catholic, the Mavericks. We have a foul away from the ball, an offensive foul as one of the Mavericks tried to get loose, and it's Titans ball.
Don't forget, this is North's first game since their season opening win at Salem, which was certainly not expected given the reputation of the two programs.
Dribbling down court, Ryan Gothier dishes it off, and it's an air ball there by Alex Pratt, but a putback. Johnny on the spot was Trevor Rancourt, the first 2 points of the game.
Rancourt right there, nobody boxed out, and had a rebound just fall basically right in his lap. And how considerate is it that the program organizers have these two teams right on the same page.
I love it. That doesn't always happen.
So we don't have to flip pages for the roster.
Facing pages with the rosters. I love it. Steal by Nashua in traffic, trying to feed Javon Williams ahead of the field. He dishes to his teammate, and Alex Pratt with his first 2 points of the game. Good teamwork so far by the Titans to be up 4-0.
Well, Andy Otaka's always liked an up-tempo type of game, and I think this year he may have the players to play that style. That's the style he always has liked, and he's got a team that he'd love to have run up and down the court.
A fadeaway there, just missed by Gauthier, and it's a rebound by Moore Catholic behind the back, dribbling by Cassess.
I think that had everybody hesitating because he hesitated.
And one-on-one play down here on the Titans offensive end. A putback by Williams is good. Javon Williams with his first 2 points of the game, and a quick timeout taken by Moore Catholic. They're concerned they're down 6-0 early.
Yeah, I think that right now, Tony Rafanello doesn't like the fact that his team is being beaten down the court. We saw that game last year with Newdorf. They didn't look like they lost too many races up and down the floor when we watched them play. So I think that that's something that Rafanello just doesn't like. He doesn't like the fact that his team is trailing the play defensively 3 times in this basketball game.
They had devastating team speed last year, did Newdorf, and yet South found a way to win the tournament. This year the Mavericks come in, their tallest player, again, 6'3". Tom, I think last year the tallest player was 6'2" for the Newdorf team. So Tony's used to dealing with foot speed to use that to his advantage rather than height or domination underneath the boards.
Kind of a festive atmosphere here. They're throwing basketballs in the stands during the timeout. They have the chunky seats over in the corner. People can...
Yeah, they upgraded Cadillac seats down there. You can see them underneath the basket.
Instant seat upgrade that you see at minor league stadiums. You can get that right here at the gym.
Bounce pass in traffic. A nicely done play by Moore Catholic. Dylan Cassesi. They call him Cassess on the loudspeaker. I hope that's correct. My instinct was to call him Cassesi, but it's 2 points. They're on the board. Moore Catholic 6-2 lead by the Titans. The shot is long by Gauthier, and rebound by Moore Catholic. Dribbling it down court is David Akers. Dishes it off. Keith Miguel's got it on the right flank. Top of the key now for Lenny Toussaint. Down in the corner. Perimeter passing by Moore Catholic, trying to penetrate the Titans defense. They're hustling man-to-man D here by Nashua North. We're just underway at the Holiday Tournament. 6-2 the Titans lead. Moore Catholic looking for their second basket of the game. The shot is short. Rebounded. Javon Williams carries it down court.
I think Andy Otaka knows the best way to beat a Rafanello team is beat it down the floor.
Titans work it for the wide open shot. Unfortunately off the rim and no good by Trevor Rancourt, and Moore Catholic will bring it down court again. 6-2 is your score. Nashua up.
It's interesting when you do these games. The basketball at this time of year just isn't that pretty. Remember, we watched Alvern last year in that tournament, and they looked a little ragged, a little slow, and they ended up being the best team in the area, the last team to play, because they made it to the Class L semifinals. No one would have thought that. So basketball in late December does not translate to the same as basketball does in mid-March.
In traffic underneath, Alex Pratt gets fouled, and he'll take it out of bounds. Fighting for the ball is Rancourt. He gets it to Pratt. Driving baseline. He's blocked on the play by Lenny Toussaint. Good defense. Moore Catholic brings it down court.
Well, Pratt just held up. He was intimidated a little bit.
Confident shooter there. Keith Miguel steps behind the stripe but misses the shot. High stepping it down court. Gauthier underneath. And laying it up and in was Trevor Rancourt. Nice footwork in traffic under the basket.
Well, once again, Moore Catholic, they raced down the floor, but they were still beaten by Nashua North down the court. And here they come again on another break.
Javon Williams hustling on both ends, brings it down. Gauthier back to Williams. A runner, one-handed, long. Moore Catholic now is going to walk it down.
You have to watch out if you're North. You don't want to get too fancy.
Quick pass, one-on-one, a lay-in there.
Yeah, a little too fancy at this end with a little too stylish of a shot. an air ball leads to another fast break down the other end, and 2 points for Moore Catholic.
And 4 altogether
and
for
a nice
Miguel.
move right there by Rancourt.
He's working that baseline.
He sure is.
But getting ahead of the field off his fingertips, that would have been an easy basket for Keith
Miguel. Yeah, but you
Miguel.
know what? Rancourt got that basket. He was one of the first players back down the other end on defense.
That's hustle right there. 3:17 to go. We play 4 quarters in high school basketball, 8 minutes each. Right now it's a 10-6 Nashua North lead as Ryan Gothier moves it down the court. Gives it to Rancourt. Finding his teammate O'Connor for the turnaround underneath, and it's just off the rim, no good. Moore Catholic now. It's number 33, David Akers. And he hands it off. We got a blocking foul call there. Fouling Cassesi. I believe that was Mike O'Connor trying to seal off the baseline. He gets whistled for it.
Plays a lot more fluid in this first quarter because these teams are playing fast break style. Oh, and a bad play. He just should have taken the ball up. Right there, he had a mismatch. Cassesi has the ball on a quick inbounds pass, hesitates with the shot. Should have put it up in the same motion as he got the pass, and then he would have had 2 points or a foul.
His body shielded the ball from his tongue, but I got to believe he didn't have the handle on it. Maybe it was inside of his palms too deeply, or you're right. He should have went right up with it.
Just a great inbounds play.
That's one that the Titans don't want to give up too often with the player knifing through the paint wide open. Now they've got some tight D underneath the basket and just inbounded before the deadline, I believe. That's 25, Richard Narciso with it. And he gives it off, dribbling through the paint. Akers at the top of the key. He's going to shoot it. 2-pointer is no good. Rebounded nicely by Zach Nato and brought down court by the Titans. Ryan Gothier dishes it off. Some nifty passing. Rancourt loses his footing. Right there, though, was Zach Nato. He's going to shoot it, and he's going to get fouled on the drive.
Yeah, Nato did a good job. I think they all expected him to pass the ball off. Instead, he found a corner, found an opening in the lane, and took it. And again, Moore Catholic a little late defensively and reaching out. That's when you make that's when you foul like that. When you're late and when you're beaten defensively, and all you can do is reach out. And if you make contact, the ref is going to blow the whistle.
A lot of rust here, Tom. I think about what you said about the you don't have the crispness that you see in playoff time, and it's been a layoff.
It's going to
show. The first team, and it's showing there on the missed free throws.
It'll show in the second game too. As we play with South and Bedford, it will show then too.
Be interesting to see Bedford play. Like Tom said, that's a high school name that I haven't heard too often in 20 years in broadcasting. Bedford High School.
I bet they could possibly get a state championship this year in hockey. I think because they're in Division III for the last time. They'll be in 2 next year.
Yeah,
but they are one of those teams and a lot of players back that could win it all in Division III.
Alex Pratt's going to launch it. Bounces high off the rim, no good. Moore Catholic down court.
Rafanello
swing it around.
Rafanello swing it.
They swing it around, but the tight man-to-man defense underneath, and the steal by Pratt down court. And an easy laying off the glass. Mike O'Connor like they do in warm-ups. 12-6, the Titans lead.
Actually, that wasn't as easy as it looked, John. He stopped and took a bank shot instead of taking the ball right to the basket. I was surprised. He stopped and banked it in rather than just driving right to the basket.
For the reverse jam.
a travel.
A travel. So things not going Moore Catholic's way here early. They trailed 12-6, and they turn it over.
Now, Lenny Toussaint, very good defensive player for what we can see right now as he gets up in the air pretty high, but ball skill's not quite there, and he let 2 points turn into a turnover. 1:32 to play here in the first quarter. 12-6 in favor of the Titans.
Javon Williams is going to throw it up ahead. Just into the game, Anton Marinchik, our friend from the football program, great receiver for the Titans. Two-sport player at least. Bounce pass in the corner. That's Pratt trying to find a teammate to dish it to. Williams out near midcourt.
By the way, I caught some of the North Salem game in the championship game. Remember, I was doing the Girton game at the same time.
Yes.
I thought I was a homer doing Girton games. My.
I forget. Was I talking about the refs in that game?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my.
I hope you agreed with some of my homerisms. Nobody in Salem's going to see that.
That's probably true.
I let my inner homer out.
Oh, did you ever?
Keith Miguel with it. And a wide open teammate.
But it was entertaining. It was entertaining.
Was it Johnny Moe's territory?
Yeah, pretty close.
No.
Fourth quarter it was.
Stop it. Oh, cutting Pratt and a nice pass from O'Connor, but also good defense by Moore Catholic to stop what could have been an easy lay-in. On good team work by the Titans.
Well, Thomas, I want to call him Thomas More because that's a college. Moore Catholic hanging around right now. North hasn't been able to get off to that quick lead after the 6-0 lead. They haven't been able to expand on that.
Good job by Mike O'Connor fighting for position. The ball's off of
Javon Williams.
Moore Catholic, and it's going to be Titans ball again.
Javon Williams, a sophomore, very energetic, up-tempo player.
14 seconds left in the first quarter. I don't think the Titans are worried about the clock.
They are. They're going to milk it.
I guess
they're going to milk it.
I didn't know they were cognizant of the 14 seconds. They're going to take the last shot.
Well, this is good practice.
Williams off the pick's going to launch it in traffic.
Yeah, not the shot they wanted. But that's what you do in the first quarter, because what you do then is you set up a play and work on your last possession type play, because that could be a fourth quarter play just as easily as a first quarter play.
So Trevor Rancourt leads all scorers with 6 points. Pratt had a couple. Javon Williams threw in a couple, and O'Connor for 12 for the Titans. And Miguel leading the way for Moore Catholic has a couple of baskets. So it's a 12-8 game. As Tom said, the Titans dominated, but Moore Catholic's right in this. It's only a 4-point game after the first 8 minutes of play. 1 quarter down in the books here at the Chick-fil-A Holiday Basketball Tournament 2009. One of the things that happens this time of year, besides the ice and snow on the ground, everybody drive carefully, is the Elks free throw contest. That's another annual event that takes place at this time of year. They're having 6 Greater Nashua Elks winners join in the regional championship, which is this coming Saturday, January 2nd at 9 o'clock at Elm Street Middle School. The 6 Greater Nashua champions who really shoot free throws well: Teddy Starr Kramer, who's age 13, DJ Frechette 11, Molly D 10, Jake Robbins 9, Rita Dow is 8, and Max Coleman of Londonderry will compete against the Manchester, Concord, Keene, Rochester, Dover, Portsmouth, and Derry winners in Saturday's contest.
How good of a free throw shooter were you when you played basketball?
Not good. I didn't practice it enough. It's really difficult if you're when you're a kid to reach that. I mean, it's like a long bomb.
It's not the only thing I could do is shoot free throws.
You're good at it.
It used to be. It's been a long time since I've taken the court.
Titans with perimeter passing to begin the second quarter, and they'll go to a runner, which is no good that time, by Mark McHugh just into the game.
The North's got a lot of height in this basketball game right now, John.
Yes, led by the guarding.
They should be taking high percentage, just as they did there, high percentage shots. And we'll see how Moore Catholic tries to work on that height on when the Titans are on defense. See, look at that. That's all because of the size mismatch.
Right.
Fadeaway jumper because they felt that was the best shot they could get because the middle was clogged.
And a smart job by Anton Marinchik with the body position to allow that air ball to bounce out of bounds, and it's Titans basketball, leading 12-8.
This is an athletic North team, and we've got some players whose names are familiar from other sports. Example, football, and so it's got a good mix of multi-sport athletes and hardcore basketball players.
Javon Williams basically passing to himself off of his teammate there. That was nice, but ends up a turnover.
That's a turnover that Andy Wataka is not going to get that upset about now in December, but if that takes place in March, he would.
With the basketball, number 25, Richard Narciso, and he gives it to his teammate, Dylan Cassesi. Driving to his left. Three-pointer.
Nope.
Long on the shot. Number 21 there, Keith Miguel, leading scorer for Moore Catholic. Not able to get the hot hand here yet. Ryan Gauthier with the almost no-look pass to Pratt. Left baseline shot, swish. Alex Pratt has 4 points tonight.
Pratt, good position. Lets an easy one fly.
6 minutes to go in the first half. The Titans with a 6-point lead, 14-8. They led 6-0 here early, and they've maintained that pattern with a 6-point lead, playing tight defense. Fadeaway shot off the glass, but the hard foul by Williams on Schaefer, and he is going to go to the line. You know, it strikes me, Tom, okay, so the passing might not be as crisp and the shooting might not be as accurate, but you can still hustle early in the season.
Oh, no doubt about it. North's done that today. I mean, they've gotten back on defense really well, and like the play like Rancourt made. But it's hustle is one thing, but you can tell 5:51 to go in the first half, and we've only had a combined 22 points scored.
Points are at a premium here early. At the top of the key is Joseph Tadaro. They swing it down deep to Keith Miguel. He's going to lay it up, and he misses. Miguel.
It's the shot to take. He had a nice move and a baseline move, and he had it on Williams, who he could match up with size-wise. And then North now comes down and turns it over.
Off Alex Pratt's knee there. A turnover off the missed shot by Miguel. He's going to try again, and he hits. Obviously, a scorer in Keith Miguel. He's not going to stop shooting, and he gets one to fall. It is now a 14-11 game.
Listed at 5'11", 165.
They gave him a 3 on that.
Rancourt in the middle. I'm sorry, that was Pratt.
Left it short. Moore Catholic running it down court. That's David Akers knifing right baseline, lays it in. David Akers, a nice play for the Mavericks.
Got it. Interesting strategy right now.
It was Akers again, Tom, back on defense that made that steal.
Moore Catholic has decided we're going to beat their size with our quickness. And that's what they're trying to do now. They're getting involved in the game a little bit more. More flow now for Moore Catholic. And still a man-to-man defense by the Titans.
Keith Miguel, who will put it up from anywhere, number 21 in red, gives it off.
They don't want to zone out and have someone get hot on the perimeter. So North's decided to use that height advantage and go man-to-man.
That's at least the second foul on Williams. He was guarding Tadaro at the top of the key. And
you know, I do have one question, though, that we have to ask our producer, Pete Johnson. How come we don't have those chunky seats?
Yeah, we got a bench. It's
a
contoured bench.
It's nice. We're comfortable. We could be much more comfortable. That's what instant seat upgrades are for.
And then we could talk in nonstop about the seats.
Exactly.
I'm sure a nice pop shot in the middle there by Dylan Cassesi. I'm sure that if our producer asked Chunkies, they would have given us the seats. This is very
just a question.
Accommodating business.
Just throwing it out there for discussion.
Mike O'Connor driving. He hands it off to Zach Nato underneath O'Connor on the give and go. And
Nato gets fouled, but he doesn't put up a shot, so it's not a shooting foul. And he was in good position to let one fly to the basket. Had he done so, he'd be at the line right now.
You know, very quietly, Moore Catholic just took the lead, Tom.
15-14.
Shot no good. Rebound underneath. Rancourt just battling.
Rancourt is tough, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really scraps underneath.
Quite
tough
the competitor.
Player. Tough player. He was that way in football.
Still not in the penalty, so it's not a shooting foul.
He was one of those players you were really getting excited about in the Division I title.
I thought he was going to be the guy that won the championship.
Exactly, yep.
Off of Nato and out of bounds. Moore Catholic's ball. Hey, there's a There's a Tom Brady really well-done portrait out there for raffled off. I put you down for the minimum bid. I'm sure you want to look at his face as soon as you get up every morning.
Yeah, right.
There's a long jumper, and it's no good. 11 misses, and 11 gets the rebound. That was Schaefer on the shot, and Nato on the rebound. Driving Ryan Gauthier, contorting layup misses, battling those Nato, and it's out of bounds off of Moore Catholic.
Oh, but I'm sure I could re-gift it and put it up for bid somewhere else and get a lot of women bidding for it. I'm sure they'll go for it.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, do his eyes light up when he sees the Jacksonville Jaguars come into Gillette Stadium or what?
Yeah.
23 of 26 and 26 of 28. Those are his last 2 passing performances. 7 touchdowns. He's more touchdown passes than incompletions the last 2 times he's played Jacksonville.
That's amazing. More touchdown passes than incompletions. Gaudy stats. So I guess you do want that photo. I didn't see any New York Yankees stuff out there.
I wonder why.
Missing on the shot, Nato. He had a nice open shot, so it was a wise choice, but long off the rim. Moore Catholic leading 15-14. Good steal there. That's Pratt.
That's Pratt. Pratt and Rancourt really are carrying his team hustle-wise right now. And again, Rafanello does not like to see that. Calls timeout. There's a momentum switch right there with a big steal and a big play on defense. It's not unlike any other sport. You know, we've done some hockey games where you can tell the strategy is defense first and go from one end of the ice down. Same thing in basketball. I just think that you get all your momentum off of defense. You can get fast breaks off of defense, turnovers, the whole bit. It just leads to a flow of the game if you play good defense on basketball.
There are 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. That shot by Pratt off the steal gave his team the lead, 16-15. Tom, we touched on the Patriots, and I know you wrote about Christine Brennan. I just want to make a shout out to her. Congratulations for being named the Nashua resident, named the New England Patriots Fan of the Year, and it was a legacy. Another Nashua.
Randy
Pierce was another Fan of the Year. 2 out of Nashua. It's great.
I thought it was a pretty big deal. I did. You know, it was too bad that she wasn't able to go get the award on the field yesterday before the game because of the rain.
Yeah.
Because of the weather, they moved it indoors, and then they showed it on the Jumbotron later, and she stood up and got the applause from the crowd, and especially from all the people around her in the seats around her. She's right below where I am in the press box. I could see right below me.
So she's probably had it forever.
Yeah. Well, I think since the early 90s.
The runner by Moore Catholic, no good. Nato flying in there for the rebound. Ryan Gauthier will dribble it down court. Hits the trailer Rancourt, thinks about a shot from the top of the key.
He thought of a nice pass. Oh, what a great pass by Zach Nato. Oh, perfect play. You can tell this team has practiced a lot together and played at this stage of the season to make a pass like that this early in the year. You can tell this team has played a lot of summer basketball together.
That's what that looked like.
Basketball.
Yeah, it looked like they had done it before. Gauthier tiptoeing through, but not able to get it to fall.
Got to be more committed to the shot. He wasn't that committed to that shot.
3-point attempt, no good to the left of the basket.
Now. Let's see if he tries to make amends and what kind of play he makes.
Rancourt batted away from Nato.
That time, Moore Catholic was clogged the middle. Didn't want to see the same type of pass again.
Picking up his teammate there was Keith Farkas, but not Keith Farkas. I had the wrong page.
Thumbing through the program, are we?
It flapped on me. That was number 11, Scott Schaefer, who goes to the line, the trailer.
You were just reading other stuff in the program. You know that. This could be, if it's like this in the second half, I think it's going to be a very intense second half.
The teams appear to be evenly matched.
Especially a fourth quarter.
At this point, 18-16, Nashua leads by 2. But you have Scott Schaefer shooting 2 points. And he gets it. So it's 18-17 now. 1 point North lead with 1:10 to go in the half. Moving it down court cautiously, and it is stolen. We had a hard smack there. You could hear it up in the stands. It's going to be a foul called against Nashua North's Ryan Gauthier, and it was actually a good foul because it was going to be 2-on-0.
John, I'll tell you what, though. It's entertaining basketball right now, but this gym is way too quiet.
Yeah.
And that's been a knock I've had on the gyms around here, especially the 2 Nashua locations. They're just low acoustics. They're just awfully quiet gyms.
Yeah, they are.
You know?
It's like a church sometimes.
I know it. It really is.
Perimeter passing by Moore Catholic. They're trailing by 1. They throw it away. Simply throw it away with 47 seconds to go. It's going to be the Titans basketball, and that's...
Yeah, Rafanello just hates to see that. He is just beside himself on the sidelines.
More of the early season rust that Tom was talking about. 40 seconds to go now. North moves it down court. Finding the open man, that's Pratt. The rainbow, no good, and it's out of bounds off of Moore Catholic, it appears. The Titans will get another shot here late.
Yeah, 1 point lead. I think it's going to go to Moore Catholic. 1 point lead for North. Not quite in one-shot territory. There were 40-some-odd seconds left. Too much time to just hold for 1 shot.
So they went for the good shot, and unfortunately it was a miss by Pratt. Now Moore Catholic almost gives it up.
Oh, nice hustle. What a play.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. He got
huge running
right there.
steps for David Akers.
Right there. Akers right there with a loose ball and picks it up.
Akers is an athlete, number 33 in red. A lot of athletes on the floor right now.
But Akers can do more on this basketball floor. There he goes on defense. He could really take control of this game.
Dylan Brodeur gets stopped.
Well, 1 shot, 1 second left.
Out of time. So it's 19-18. The visitors lead by 1 as we go to the half.
Mom, Dad, I need to talk to you. I'm scared.
I don't think I can go back to school tomorrow. There's a guy and some of his friends who are after me.
They hate my clothes, the way I talk, everything about me. I know.
You're stupid and ugly.
Did you hear me? I'm scared.
Listen to what they have to say. Take a stand. Lend a hand. Stop bullying now.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Chick-fil-A 2009 Holiday Basketball Tournament. John Collins, Tom King. We are just underway in the second half. 19-18, Moore Catholic with the lead and the basketball to begin second half action.
There's the guy, number 33, David Akers, that I think could really take this game over if he applies himself on the floor.
But, you know, a competitive guy like you're talking about number 33 in red.
Oh, nice move.
And Javon Williams with the rebound. Unbelievably, it doesn't fall for Narciso. And I wanted to mention the guy, the athlete that won't let that happen. Trevor Rancourt right there with the basketball, Tom, number 25 in white.
But Rancourt did let him come right down the middle, and I was surprised.
So with these free throws now, Trevor's got a chance to give Nashua the lead back. The Titans got off to a 6-0 lead at the beginning of the game. They were also ahead 14-8. But hanging around and using that team speed, Moore Catholic has taken the lead to begin the second half here, 19-18. Javon Williams with the fall away, gets his own rebound, finds his teammate, but it goes off the fingertips of Nato, and Moore Catholic with the break. Right corner now. Knifing
nice
through
drive.
Keith Miguel around the rim and in.
It's pretty obvious what Tony Rafanello told his team at halftime. Attack the basket. Those are 3 layups that they have attempted in this basketball game, in this second half.
Rancourt had a clear lane to the hoop, and he might have been looking for the defense rather than at his target as he misses.
Moore Catholic came out a little flat-footed to start the game. And Rafanello wanted to make sure that did not happen to start the second half, and they are going right to the hoop.
Now
they obviously saw something, John, in North's defense that they could exploit.
Now the roles have been reversed, and it's North that looks flat-footed, and Moore Catholic looks like they are on a mission here to open up a lead. 21-18, they lead it. That was Dylan Cassesi. He deals it off to Lenny Toussaint.
They're looking for an inside shot.
Narciso.
And
stolen.
Williams knew it.
Williams.
Williams
that
knew
speed,
it, exploited it.
Almost jammed it, but he missed easy lay-in.
Easy layup, and he couldn't decide whether he wanted to showboat it or not. And then Akers goes to the hoop and draws the foul. And Williams comes back. I think the foul's on Williams.
That's his.
And he's getting a little
third.
lecture from the referee.
Well, it's at least Javon's third. I know he had some two hand check fouls in the first half.
Now, if I'm Andy Otaka, I take him out of the game right now. He is not, he carelessly missed a layup. I mean, that was just, nonchalant in a layup. And creates a miscue defensively on the other end. But Otaka's not going to take him out. He's going to let him stay in.
Yeah, I thought Dylan Brodeur was going to come in for
I thought
Javon.
so, too.
It's Zach Nato that will go over. And
because I think he needs his speed on the floor. But at the same time,
so
he needs to be more focused in the game.
That's Akers hitting them both, and that's the biggest lead of the night for Moore Catholic.
And there's a step.
Things go from bad to worse for the Titans, trailing by 5 now. It's 23-18.
Yeah, Ryan Gauthier wasn't sure if Williams was going to step back or if he was going to go forward.
Doing the inbounding is Narciso, and there's David Akers with it. Back to Narciso. He's got some room. He had a shot if he wanted to take it. Instead, he runs it to the top of the key.
Now, North playing some good defense. Forcing them to the outside. It's one thing for zone defense to do that. For a man-to-man to be able to force the play to the perimeter is pretty good.
Narciso passing up the shot. Miguel wants the shot, knifing through the paint. Good defense. It goes out of bounds off of Dylan Brodeur, who did a good job of blocking the lane without making a foul.
Good defense inside, but I don't want to be picking on Williams, but he got beat. He went for the steal and didn't get it.
There's Brodeur with a steal.
And that's a nonchalant play right there.
Rancourt with one man to beat. Bounce past Ryan Gauthier with the spin move off the backboard. No good. Rancourt rebound and good.
Good decision by Rancourt. He wanted to pass it inside, but he said, no, you know what? I've got a clear lane. Let me take it to the basket.
He's got 10 points now. He's in double figures. 3-point attempts off the side of the backboard.
And a bad decision there by Moore Catholic. They should have taken the ball right to the hoop.
Rancourt thinks about it, feeds Brodeur down low. It's partially blocked, and it's Moore Catholic's chance for a breakout. Down court quickly goes Narciso. He's going to lay it in.
Good job right there by Moore Catholic as Narciso just comes right in and doesn't hesitate. And that's a bad foul by Akers.
Yes, it was.
In the backcourt coming up.
33 in red. He fouls Alex Pratt. I was going to say Narciso, who looked like the fastest player on the court for that moment when he laid it in. He's actually the tallest, too, at 6'3". Number 25 in red.
He doesn't look it, though, does he?
No. He's just started growing. He's 6'3" already. Pratt on the feed from Gauthier, back to Gauthier. He's going to take the three from deep, and he hits. A big three-pointer by Ryan Gauthier.
Yeah, I think Pratt was thinking about it, but thought Gauthier was going to be more wide open, and he was.
So that is, it's a 2-point game, 25-23. Moore Catholic was up 5, now they're up 2. Keith Miguel, their top scorer, gets manhandled by Mike O'Connor, and he will be called for the foul, number 30 in white.
Nothing has changed the game of basketball in the last 20 years in the three-pointer. Really has changed the way the game is played.
For the good.
Some may say no. Some may say not.
Deep. Swish. And
that's a three.
That was the key.
Akers will say it. Akers will say it's for the better. That's for sure.
After that shot. That's his third three, Tom. For David
nice
Akers.
pass.
He's got 9
by
points.
Rancourt.
And Akers tells him that it was off of Brodeur.
But Brodeur wasn't ready for the pass.
And all I can see is 2 open chunky seats right now for you and me, Tom, down there.
That's true.
Unfortunately, these headsets are not wireless yet. We haven't sprung on Nashua ETV for the wireless setup. We would be lounging courtside. Driving left
Just
lane.
the image.
Scott Schaefer misses. Pratt fights for the rebound, and it's Moore Catholic's ball. Miguel feeds it. Good move on the non-shot. What a spectacular athletic try by Gassesi, but it doesn't fall, and it is going to be Titans basketball. Loose ball foul called against the Mavericks. 28-23. A 5-point lead.
North is
for Moore Catholic.
North is going to have to do just what they did on that possession. They're going to have to get back in this game by playing good defense.
So interesting, the players underneath the basket have the same color scheme. That's Bedford in red and white, getting ready for their game against South coming up next here. Doubleheader on Nashua TV. 3:42 to go in the third quarter. It is a 5-point lead for Moore Catholic. The Titans trying to find their scoring touch here in the second half. They scored 18 in the first half. They trailed 19-18. There's Pratt. Actually, that was Rancourt from the right side, air ball. Moore Catholic will take over. So they have been outscored, the Titans have, in the second half, 9-5. 3:30 to go, third quarter. Keith Miguel, who does most of the ball handling for Moore Catholic.
The North is trying to find somebody offensively to get hot, and they haven't been able to do that yet.
Wide
There's
open,
Akers,
you can't leave him wide open.
Now,
David Akers.
Akers was surprised how wide open he was. He wanted to drive the lane, but he had already dribbled once. So he looked the pass off, and he said, well, I've got the best shot. Why don't I take it?
A rare non-3-point try by Akers, who's got 11.
Well, I think Akers would be great taking the ball to the hole, too.
O'Connor, deadly from beyond the top of the key. Mike O'Connor.
Somebody's got to get hot. The sophomore just puts it right up. It's a 4-point game with 2:55 to play in the third. Just when you thought they were going to create some distance.
Akers to Miguel. It's Narciso working on O'Connor. Good footwork. He has to give it up.
Trying to isolate Akers if they can. They can't.
And Narciso misses.
Good man-to-man by North.
Let's see if they can convert, trailing by 4. 30-26. Kicking it, though. Gauthier loses the handle.
Yeah,
Miguel.
Gauthier took his eye off the ball. He was looking for somebody to pass it to, and that's how he mishandled it.
Schaefer down deep to Cassesi. Now Akers is going to bring it out top of the key. Covered closely by Gauthier. Finding some room in the paint and throwing it up and off the glass.
He threw it up through 3 defenders.
Underneath. And Nashua North just a couple times down the court now, getting sloppy on a chance to convert and cut the lead down. They still trail, though, 30-26. All that hustle defense going for naught.
They don't have their best racehorse in the game, Javon Williams. Williams on the fast break is lethal.
Fall away, Akers no good that time. He hasn't missed too many. Ryan Gauthier bringing it down, number 23 for the Titans. On the Nashua High School South home court, the Nashua 2009 Chick-fil-A Holiday Basketball Tournament. It's our first game. John Collins with Tom King.
Oh, nice move by Pratt.
Pratt's going to get fouled. A good job of picking his spot on the baseline.
Pratt is very quick along that baseline. He's done that a couple of times in this basketball game.
Our cameraman, Tim O'Neill. We have producing the game next to us, Mike James. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson. We'll be doing a number of games right through the championship, we hope. One of the Nashua teams will be in it on Wednesday. Tom, you'll be freezing tomorrow with Ryan in the
Holiday
Basketball Hockey Tournament.
Nashua Holiday Hockey Tournament, yep.
Pratt off the rim, no good. What a hustle play by Zach Nato, but it's going to go off him and be the Mavericks basketball. Titans against the Mavericks. Moore Catholic from Staten Island, I believe, just like Newdorp. Tony Rafanello, the coach of Newdorp, didn't move far, but obviously Newdorp.
Nice steal by Williams.
Williams on the court, making his presence felt with the lay-in. 30-28.
Great job.
Those 2 points were a long time in coming, Tom.
In that time, he went to the hoop strong. And we got a 2-point game with 1:11 to play in the quarter. Here we go again.
Nato, steal. Cuts it back to the foul line. Finds Pratt, who gets fouled. Great job of drawing the foul, Alex Pratt.
Well, see what I mean about defense creating the momentum?
Textbook example right there. And also providing a spark off the bench, Javon Williams. You know he just hated sitting down for those few minutes.
Sure, I'm sure. And comes in and adds a burst of energy to this team.
Alex Pratt is not going to be the Elks' national champion free throw shooter this year.
Oh,
Alex
awful lie here. Neither are you.
That's an even better guarantee. That's what, 8 through 13?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's some Elks champions that are going to be better than NBA players by the time they're done the national finals in Springfield, Massachusetts, home of the Basketball Hall of Fame. They do the New England's, I guess, in Maine in March, and they do the
national
one in
Springfield at the Hall of Fame.
Yep. The state one will be in Plymouth in February, if you last that long. 30-28, it's a 2-point game, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. So it is a tight ball game right now, and it's been definitely rust is the overriding factor, I think, for both of these teams here. Seeing some sloppy play, and people haven't really honed in on the basket yet.
Certainly, Moore Catholic doesn't look like they're going to hold for the last shot.
But the intensity's there, as you saw in defense by North. Ryan Gauthier dribbling down court, almost a no-look pass to Williams, through the paint, off the glass, and in. Beautiful offensive play.
Well, he learned a lot on the bench, didn't he? Sitting down, he comes right back in. He says, I'm going to take this thing over.
He's like turned into a coach on the floor.
Right.
And the full court press by the Titans pays dividends. Gauthier down low, trying to hold on to it, and finding it. Williams.
What a 3 minutes for Williams, and then we got an injury on the floor.
Williams called that timeout because he saw his teammate was in trouble.
Hurt. Yep.
Wow, a 4-point swing right there. Quarterback by Javon Williams, 32-30.
The Titans with the lead.
They recapture it. Ryan Gauthier paying the price, though, and that scramble on the floor. Suffered some sort of an injury. Hopefully it's only momentary. He's holding his lower left leg.
And Williams comes off the floor, too. That's surprising with 3 seconds left. But he wants his tallest team he can have in there.
Wow.
And it still almost doesn't work.
Akers from an acre. Just missed. So we have played 3 quarters, and it's an increasingly exciting game here at Nashua High School South. You have Moore Catholic, the Mavericks from Staten Island, New York, leading 19-18 at the beginning of the third quarter, taking a pretty sizable 6-point lead in the third quarter.
They were up 7.
They were up 7.
They were up 7.
And now they trailed by 1 because of the hustle.
The defense, but North, showed. North just buckled down defensively. And Moore Catholic got careless with the basketball, but also North needed a little bit of energy. We said they were the flat-footed ones to start the second half.
Yeah.
Javon Williams is making all sorts of careless mistakes. He took him out of the game. He sat for about 3-4 minutes, maybe about 3 minutes. Comes back in the game. His engine running at full speed and really set the tone for the end of that. That's what a player like that can do, you live with his mistakes, you try to point him out, and then you get him back in there as soon as you can, so he gets that instant energy back in the basketball game, and all of a sudden the Titans on a very nice 6-7 point run here.
And as Tom said,
it's been defense to lead the way.
By defense, creating opportunities. You think about the missed opportunities that they created for themselves. Number one that comes to mind is that layup by Javon Williams before he hit the bench for a few minutes. I mean, there's been a number of times where the Titans have created an opportunity by good defense, but just haven't been able to convert. They really could be up by a lot more here. I think they have outworked Moore Catholic overall, but they don't have a lot to show for a 2-point lead and a tight game to begin the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's the one thing. The thing that's missing in this basketball game is somebody to get hot with the jump shot.
Yeah.
Really hasn't been a lot of that.
Mike O'Connor, who had a nice three-pointer, one of the rare ones for the Titans. Turnaround by Rancourt misses. Zach Nato with the one-handed putback try, no good. Keith Miguel almost gets his pocket picked by Rancourt.
I think Rancourt's tired.
He gave a lot of energy in that first half.
He's used a lot of energy up. Don't forget, they haven't played a lot of games, so he's a little tired.
The conditioning not quite where it will be in a month or two.
Well, don't forget, he's also played a lot of football.
Yep. Keith Miguel almost stolen by Williams. Akers going to move it in, and a wide open jumper from down deep is good by Todaro, his first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, Williams had trouble getting his footing on that steal attempt. Lunged for it, missed, and then slid. Wasn't able to get back on defense because he slipped. There's a long shot, in and out.
Looked good going up, but no good by Javon Williams. It's a little off Moore Catholic, and Titans with another chance, too.
We got a pretty good game here, John. Tied with 6:56 to play. It tied at 32.
Anybody's basketball game. As we go down to the wire here, the opening game of the tournament for Nashua North. Around the rim and off. No good.
Hear the groans from the crowd.
A feed down deep. Todaro lays it up off the glass, and it's no good. That was Cassesi, not Todaro.
Cassesi trying to get too fancy for that. If he just tries to
muscle
his way to the basket,
Akers.
he draws the foul.
Akers like an impenetrable wall there for Javon Williams. He tried twice to get the ball to Pratt down the left corner and wasn't able to get by Akers.
More Catholics gotten away because they've been disrupted by North's defense, but they've gotten away with what they were doing early in the second half, which was taking the ball right to the basket and taking it straight to the basket to the point where if they don't get the shot, they're going to get fouled.
Trevor Rancourt had an open shot. He gives it up. He drives baseline. Bounce pass to nobody in particular.
Trying to get too fancy that time.
Todaro with it, number 20, gives it to Narciso. This is Cassesi with it. Refs let him play there. Javon Williams with a deflected pass. We believe Javon's playing with 3 fouls here to open the fourth quarter. Actually, not open. We're 2 minutes in. 6:13 to go in the game. We're tied 32 all.
It almost seems like we just opened it because there hasn't been any scoring or much scoring.
Yeah, you're right. In the fourth quarter. Dribbling it off his foot there. Miguel's got to pick it up, and he finds Akers. Being covered by Pratt.
That's the move. I thought Akers could just take it right through, and he did.
Wow, he basically beat three players.
3 defenders. He is a basketball player.
David Akers.
I bet I don't know if they have football at Moore Catholic, but if they do, I bet he plays that too because he looks like he's pretty well built.
There's a nice shot. Michael
almost offensive interference. Are they going to call it? They do. They wave it off. Wow. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep.
What happened?
I agree with it. Well, offensive interference, whether he touched the rim or not is the question, but he got up high enough.
Who was that? Mike O'Connor with the shot.
Yeah, I think that was Pratt.
Yeah.
No, I think it was it O'Connor with the shot?
Yeah, O'Connor was
with the shot. Then Pratt with the alleged interference.
Miguel, what
a tip by Akers.
Terrific play. How did he get up there?
Great body control.
David Akers with the one-handed putback. 4-point lead for Moore Catholic, 36-32.
I say it's a contest between him and Rancourt for the best athlete on the floor. What do you think?
You're right. It probably just depends on the sport and on the day. Zach Nato recovers. O'Connor with it. Trying to find Rancourt, but he's tightly covered. All the way back to Pratt. Timeout, Nashua North. 4:47 left to go in this one, barring overtime. 36-32, Moore Catholic on top.
That's a major call because basically it turns it into a 4-point game. It could have been a tie game.
I imagine it had to be clear cut.
I don't know if he actually touched, but he got up close enough to the point where a referee is going to make that call. So you've got to be careful with that.
I do remember a couple years ago, I think it was here, there was one game they played the first half when the backboard was actually, it's a hydraulic thing, I think it moves down. It was actually too far forward, and somebody finally noticed it, and they made it perpendicular again.
They changed it?
Yeah. It was, I believe it was a Telegraph photographer or somebody who was taking shots from the side, and they kept, hey, that thing doesn't look right.
And it was off angle.
It was off angle. It was angled too far forward. And once they fixed it, the home team went on a big roll. A lot of shots were bouncing off. Titans need some shots to fall here. They're trailing by 4, 36-32 with 4:47 to go. Mike O'Connor's going to inbound it to Javon Williams. He's got to sprint to keep it from going out of bounds, and he does.
If anybody's going to get a ball like that, it's going to be Williams because he's got the speed to do it.
Tremendous. To Pratt.
Pratt, yep.
No good. Skying for it, Keith Miguel. And David Akers gets it back to Miguel to walk it up the floor for the Mavericks.
Not exactly what Andy Otaka envisioned after calling that timeout.
Narciso with it.
Now the crowd's starting to get into it a little bit. With 4:18 to play in a 4-point game.
Will Akers take that shot? He's bothered by Javon Williams.
Nope.
Loses the handle. Pratt diving for it. Alex Pratt, terrific play. He might have hurt himself in the process, but he kind of reached in between two players, and I think he got his shoulder sandwiched for his trouble. 4:08 to go in the game, and a little injury time.
That is not what Andy Otaka wants to see, because Pratt is one of his better players. He's a leader on the floor. I believe he's a senior. Yes, he is.
And hopefully the resilience of youth will play in here.
He is not moving. Now he does. Finally rolls over. Don't know if he hit his head or hit his shoulder, one or the other.
I think it was a case of reaching, and then the body of the defender actually hit him. I think it was behind the right shoulder as he was reaching. So let's see if it's his.
Yep, up he comes.
Yeah.
Now he's able to move that left arm. I think he's just stunned, John. I don't think there's anything. He's not gripping his shoulder. I don't think there's anything long term.
Yeah, you might be right. He might have got his head hit.
I think he's head hit. I think he just got a little stunned.
Yep.
He's walking gingerly. And they'll have to check him out. We may not see him back in this basketball game, which would be a shame for North.
Right, with 4 minutes to go.
They're going to do a little testing on the sidelines here, I think.
I'll make a prediction. They'll say if there's overtime, you will see him again.
There's Akers. Oh, out of lane and decided not to take it because he saw Nato right there. Nato had position, and Akers knew it was an offensive foul waiting to happen. But I think Akers is athletic enough that he would have been able to maneuver his way around him.
Rather than give up the easy basket by Cassesi, Javon Williams gets his 4th foul.
And Pratt talking with the trainer. He wants to come back in, you could tell. We haven't seen too much of this tonight. Your free throw shooting.
No. They haven't called on.
Not much at all in the second half.
And that's in. So it's 37-32, a 5-point lead for the visitors from Staten Island. The More Catholic Mavericks are ahead. Zach Nato trying to get the return pass and whistle. Anton Marinchik's number 15 into the game for Pratt.
Well, Pratt's getting some water right now. I think he's looking to come back in. He's checking with the trainer to see if she can just do a couple of breathing tests and see if he's responding well.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep him steady. See if he's able to keep his balance. I think that's what they're doing. Yep. Doing the finger test. It's interesting to watch him with this point of the game.
And Anton Marinchik misses. It's a 1-and-1, so he doesn't get a chance to shoot 2. More Catholic's going to dribble it down court with just under 4 minutes left to go. More Catholic protecting a 5-point lead with the ball.
Yeah, tough free throw misses right there.
Keith Miguel being bothered by Marinchik.
What you need now, if you're More Catholic, you need somebody who's able to take care of the basketball.
That could be Keith Miguel, who does a lot of ball handling. Number 21 through the legs. A foul is going to be called on Marinchik. He's got a lot of fouls to waste just into the game.
Pratt standing on the sidelines. Oh, does he want to come back in this game?
3:33 to go.
And I think that's up to Andy Otaka now. And a nice spin move, nice reverse move.
Cassesi's been trying that move a few times tonight. Finally fell for him, and it's a deadly dagger at this point. Javon Williams gets free underneath. A basket and a timeout for the Titans, and this might be a way to get Pratt back in the game. 39-36. Or is it 34?
5-point game, 39-34.
Yeah.
As the Chick-fil-A cow finally moves down so we can... he wasn't blocking you.
No, you had a bad lane there?
He was blocking me. Probably knew I hadn't had chicken in a while. Yeah?
John Collins with Tom King, Tim O'Neill, Mike Janes, our executive producers Pete Johnson, and we are at Nashua High School South. It's the 2009 Chick-fil-A Holiday Basketball Tournament. As you can see, the Chick-fil-A Cows are down on the court with two of our younger fans. Shunkies is a new sponsor. You might have picked up on the Cadillac chairs down underneath the basket to our right. 5-point lead for Moore Catholic, who are here for the first time. Last year was Newdorp, and the common denominator is Tony Rafanello, the head coach. I was going to say earlier that Newdorp's loss is Moore Catholic's gain. Tony Rafanello, a passionate coach, and also giving his young people an opportunity to travel and bond on the road here in Nashua. In the week between Christmas and New Year's, got to be a great experience for them. Full court press by Nashua. Nice play. This is Tadaro.
Now they're going to play some clock. They got a 5-point lead. They're going to try to milk some clock. Remember, no shot clock in New Hampshire and in this tournament.
Keith Miguel with it, being bothered by Marinchik. Pratt is out there.
Yep, they're spreading the offense out, spreading the floor. Now Akers is going to try and he gets fouled. But I don't think he got the shot off in time to get to the line, although, well, let's see, 16 fouls. Once they hit 7, they'll be in the penalty. Nope, they're not in the penalty yet. 16 fouls.
Akers will inbound at just under 3 minutes left now. 2:56, 5-point lead for Moore Catholic.
Which is in the penalty. Took too long, 5-second count. That's a bad turnover.
Or it's a good one if you're the Titans, of course. Trailing by 5, trying to cut into this lead with 2:55 to go. Three-pointers have been very tough to come by. They haven't taken a lot of three-pointers. Connor had one earlier.
And I don't think they need one here. One of the fans just shouted out plenty of time, and he's right. Oh, and a turnover. Then they get it back.
A golden egg all of a sudden right
Williams,
there.
right place, right time. It's been that way all night for him.
That was a fortunate bounce and roll for Javon Williams, who had been careless in the paint and then just got it back and put it in. 39-36, a three-point game. Ahead of the field, let's see if Tadaro goes up with it. He's underneath the basket, he's got no help.
No one came down.
Alex Pratt with it. Through the middle, what a play by Pratt, he gets fouled.
That was like, you hear that slap from here.
Akers.
Now here's where I think they made a mistake. I think Moore Catholic tried to take too much time off the clock too early. I don't think it was time yet to do that.
Just play your game.
5-point lead, just play your game.
Yeah.
Once you get to 7 or 9, close to double digits, then start to try to milk that clock.
We saw the very same thing happen in the earlier game with Thornton Academy trying to take a lot of time off the clock. They had a 7-point lead, and all of a sudden it was down to 3 or 4 because they lost their rhythm as a team. They just started to play keep away, and they made some mistakes.
Once you get under 3 minutes, that's when you decide to do it.
So right here, Pratt's going to make it a 1-point game.
1-point game with 2:16 to play.
39-38. So this really could come down to free throws to decide it, or a big shot. Who knows? 2:16 to go. Full court press by Nashua. And a little bit too much contact by Nato.
Yeah, that press has given Moore Catholic problems all night long when they've decided to use it. You don't use it all the time because it takes a lot of energy out of your players, but when you do use it, it's very effective.
Not the worst foul. I mean, you got a guy going on the line, but it's a 1-point game, 2:12 to go.
It's a team that hasn't gone to the line much at all in the second half. So
Zach Nato with the good hustle there. Yes, he did get his right hand on the ball, but he also got his right shoulder on the intended pass catcher there, who's at the line right now.
And Pratt back in the game. 2:12 to play, 1-point game.
Joseph Tadaro, the sophomore, hits the first of 2. Back to a 2-point lead, 40-38, 2:12 left. Tadaro hits. Interesting, they say in the program, oh yes, it's red, black, and white is the color scheme.
And they've got that on their uniforms.
Javon Williams is going to back it up. It's a 3-point game. Pratt with it, 2 minutes even to go.
I don't know if I want Pratt taking the shot because he sat for a little bit. Well, tried to sit. He was up moving around.
Getting the physical. Pratt with it.
Dribbles
to his left. He off the pick. He's up in the air and he's off the backboard. No good. Ahead of the field is Akers. Williams can't stop him. It's 2 points. It's a 5-point lead.
Incredible that Akers got the shot off and B wasn't fouled.
Right.
And now it's back to 5.
Rancourt throws it up and in. Havlicek runner.
See, I don't think Trevor Rancourt in this second half for North has touched the ball enough. I think
I said that in the football championship.
I think you might have. Yeah, you did.
like 5 times. 43-40.
After you put your flag.
He has that effect on you as a color commentator. Let me know. Let me tell you.
Well, you took some time off in that game, I think, to take the flag and run it up and down the sidelines. I heard Ryan carry things for about 2 minutes. I thought I saw you running with it, but I wasn't sure.
I think your analysis of my analysis is over the edge. I was just doing my Tom King impression.
That's true.
No, you get excited for both teams. Must be that Yankee fan in Red Sox territory training of yours.
Well, I've had to cover Yankee Red Sox games in the past years ago. I covered the Patriots
and
Giants.
Nobody ever knew.
No,
nobody knew.
Covered the Patriots Giants Super Bowl. Nobody ever knew that.
Wow. What about that fist pump after the helmet catch? Didn't I see that?
No, you didn't see it. No, the only time I ever showed
you were fist pumping inside though.
The only time I ever showed it. No, you know what? I was like, let's get this game over with somebody winning it, so I can write and make deadline. The only time I ever showed any emotion was a buddy of mine, another fellow writer, Mike Lowe from the Portland Press Herald. He's also a Giant fan. We ran to catch the media shuttle, and we were doing a little skip and a jump,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's the only time. Now, these are big free throws right here for Akers.
He's true.
Calmly puts it in.
Yeah, that makes it a 4-point game. So a 2-possession game for the Titans now. The Akers will try to get back up to 5. Misses. 4-point game.
Yeah, a little more. Didn't have enough leg. Tried all arms on that second free throw.
Williams with it.
Just a little. If you ever try to get
top
back.
of the key, that's a 3, I think, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't go in. Saving play by Nato, but
there was no need
stolen.
For a big 3. There's a big play by Williams again. No,
Pratt's underneath, and he's fouled. I was going to say, it's too bad he didn't foul and put it in, but apparently a hard foul. The ball goes flying out of bounds, and it is Pratt at the line. Needs both of them, really. 1:06 to go.
Boy, does the ball find Williams or does Williams find the ball? I can't figure it out.
He's in the right spot a lot.
Well, he sure is.
Alex has been plagued by that rim on his free throws all night. That one's down. 3-point game, 44-41. Full court press being put on by the Titans. Joe Todaro dribbles right into Nato. Nato's going to get called for the block.
Well, without a shot clock, I think North figured they had to make the foul, send them to the line, and turn this into a free throw contest. But there's a minute left in this basketball game. You're only down 3 points. The way Moore Catholic has handled the basketball, I would try to make them
pass a little bit,
and try to move the ball around. Because I don't think they can do it very well.
Not perfectly, anyway. They've committed a lot of turnovers.
But then again, maybe I make them shoot free throws. What? Did you hang out with these guys before the game at the foul line, or what?
Oh, what a play!
Oh,
the feed from Pratt to Rancourt, and he gets the spin-out move off the glass.
And brings the crowd to its feet.
He can tie it with a free throw. Tremendous play. How about that home run pass in the end zone, basically, from Brady to Moss. Moss was a lot more open.
Pratt to have that court vision and just fire a pass to Rancourt.
So again, this is to tie the game, 44-43.
And again, Moore Catholic has got to say, what do we have to do to put this team away? We can't do it.
You got to keep it out of Rancourt's
here. Now we get a tie game. Yeah, and now we get a tie game.
44 all.
And North with a full court press. Watch out for Williams. He's
now
gonna
they can't kill the clock. They got to pass it. Let's see. Oh, out of bounds.
Great defense.
Keith Miguel tried to look up and locate Akers, and he bounced it off his right foot.
And not only that, he does it right in front of his coach. Right in front of his head coach.
Funniest thing would have been if it rolled to Williams.
Surprised it didn't.
I know.
Surprised it didn't.
Now it's the full court press put on by the Mavericks.
Yeah, they don't do it as well, though.
The Titans have it. Gauthier.
This is a great North.
30 seconds. Will they play for the last basket to win?
Boy, I would. 44 all, 25 seconds to play. Nope, he's going to take the shot. And
He's
nails it.
found it. Alex Pratt gets up off the floor, literally, and gets the go-ahead basket. 46-44 with 10 seconds to go. Akers driving. Leaves it short. Rebound. Off the glass and in to tie it up at 46 with 1 second left.
Akers with an absolutely horrible
Dylan
play.
Cassesi with a fadeaway
Horrible.
to tie it.
No one thought he was serious when he stopped and just put up a weak shot. And then all of a sudden, Cassesi had the presence of mind to race for the ball that no one wanted to go after. Grabs it, turns around, and nails it. And we got a tied game with
got a little bit of a bounce, a little bit of a roll.
1 second to play.
And it went in. Oh, what an exciting finish. It was quiet early.
It's not over yet.
Wow.
Well, now they put more time on the clock. How much time was on that clock?
There was 1 second. They gave
They're going to go over
now.
and talk about it. They gave him 3.
The timekeeper was probably in shock.
Right.
And didn't hit the button when it went through. And the timeout was called immediately.
And Rafanello was wondering why are you coming up with these extra 2 seconds? But, I think the Titans may have thought that the clock was just going to tick off when the ball was bouncing.
Yeah.
And Cassesi, presence of mind, grab it, turn around, and throw up a prayer. Wasn't a long-distance prayer, but it wasn't a pretty shot. Gets the roll off the rim and in.
A senior from Moore Catholic, Dylan Cassesi, did not want his first game, his first experience at the Chick-fil-A Holiday Basketball Tournament here in Nashua, New Hampshire, to end just quite yet.
But don't forget, this is high school ball. The timeout by North isn't going to give them the ball at half court. They're going to have to go the length of the floor here with 3 seconds to play.
So I wouldn't be surprised if, Pratt showed me something on that fastball that he threw there to Rancor. I was going to say that he might inbound it, but they're going to let Dylan Berdor do it. And Dylan Berdor is a quarterback, is he not, Tom?
Yeah. So
that's what we have right here. Yeah, basically the quarterback telling his team to go along with 3 seconds to go and needing. So
see, I don't think you need to go long. Just get the pass to half court. They practice this a little bit. Get it to half court.
Even a third of the court with Williams, he can run it down.
Well, I don't know. I don't think you want to do that. Whoever gets the ball is going to have to turn and fire it to somebody to get a shot off very quickly. The clock won't tick until it touches the player's hands if they're going to go half court.
Right. So you have time for that. You have time to hit somebody, and then they throw to somebody.
You have time for 2 quick passes.
Right.
And an instantaneous shot.
Right.
Or if the player who gets the first pass is open to get it, if he's at half court, take 1 step with a dribble and fire up a prayer. I think the better play is 2 quick passes and then a shot.
Dylan Berdor.
But don't forget, these are contested plays, so
is limbering up.
Moore Catholic isn't exactly going to allow that. I don't think
we're going to look for a receiver to come back to the ball because
I want somebody tall, and it doesn't happen. He's got to take it. He doesn't do it.
Wow, they had a lot of time.
That was Narciso has the pass intercepted. If he takes just 1 dribble and throws up the prayer, he's got a chance at it.
Yeah, I think he was startled. He didn't really think about the fact.
He was startled, but
he had time to dribble it down for 2 seconds and shoot it. He just didn't do it.
He just didn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't think. But I also thought that the timekeeper there was a lot more than 3 seconds. It was like 5 or 6 seconds on that play.
Yeah.
There were only 3 seconds left in regulation, and we go to overtime, tied at 46.
You can see Nashua South getting ready to play Bedford here after this one. We'll go right to that. John Collins with Tom King as we start out the 2009 tournament in style here. The Holiday Basketball Tournament sponsored by Chick-fil-A at Nashua High School South this year. It's an alternating venue between South and North. The other teams that are involved in the tournament: Campbell, Alvern, Nashua North, Moore Catholic, Thornton Academy, Hollis Brookline, Nashua South, and Bedford. We're also bringing you the holiday hockey tournament this week on Nashua ZTV. Our camera crew, Mike James and Tim O'Neill. Our executive producer, Pete Johnson.
We'll have South against Alvern, and followed by North against Goffstown in a doubleheader.
In hockey.
And we'll have a couple of very cold cameramen as well.
They tap off at half court here in overtime. It's Dylan Braddour for Nashua. And the hero, the last second hero, Dylan Cassesi for Moore Catholic, wins the tap. Bounce pass. Narciso. Williams tries to steal it. Moore Catholic gets it
Williams
back.
has got such quick hands.
Narciso
tries it again there, almost.
Steals it. Gauthier hits the deck, but no
got to
call.
get it in Akers' hands if you're Moore Catholic, but then he loses it. Look at this.
Williams ahead of the field. Chance to score first in overtime.
He is so intimidated defensively with his quick hands that he forces, just his presence forces mistakes.
It unnerves
on the
the dribbling and the ball carrier, and they make a mistake, and Williams makes them pay. First 2 points overtime go to North. 48-46, the Titans lead it. They play 4 minutes here in overtime. There's 3 minutes to go. The first shot attempt of overtime, Cassesi misses.
I think this is North's game to win.
Pratt was open. He steps inside the three-point line and misses.
Because
he's wide open from behind the stripe.
Moore Catholic doesn't seem to be able to get any continuity on offense.
Narciso.
And Rafanello sees it, and he calls timeout. That's why. He sees that offensively they're way out of sync, and they're too intimidated by what North is doing defensively with the man-to-man and with Williams, and they call timeout to try to get. If I'm Rafanello, I want them to move the basketball without the ball hitting the floor. I want a few crisp passes without the ball, without dribbling. Try to do that.
2:44 to go in overtime. 48-46. Nashua has struck first. The Titans have in the extra frame. What an exciting finish to the fourth quarter regulation by North, the Titans, to come back from down 5 and Moore Catholic trying to kill off the clock to win the game, and the Titans were able to come back and take the lead.
I'll tell you what, though, the best athlete on the floor, maybe the Chick-fil-A cow.
Yeah.
How do you dance in one of those things? You know?
In full uniform, non-stop.
Narciso will inbound for Moore Catholic. 2:44 to play, as John said. 48-46 in the first overtime. We don't know how many OTs we're going to have here.
Keith Miguel covered closely by Trevor Rancourt. Dylan Braddour going to come out and guard Cassesi. David Akers.
And I think we're in overtime because Moore Catholic tried to milk the clock a little too early. There's
Akers with a hand in his face to tie it at 48 all. Gauthier's going to run the left lane, and he drills it in. Nice job of laying it off the glass. A burst of speed by Ryan Gauthier.
You just said it, John. North's got that speed. I think they ought to use it more.
Gauthier goes down.
And he's just not as quick with his hands as Williams is. Williams gets away with a foul on that play, but Gauthier isn't able to do it.
50-48, Nashua with the lead, but shooting free throws is Akers, who's shown good form at the line. 2:11 to go in overtime. Chance to tie it up. David Akers, senior, hits the first of two.
Right, but Akers is, he missed a key one earlier.
The Nashua gym is respectfully silent.
I don't get that. I don't get that.
Yeah, 50-49.
Everybody, it's like a pin can drop. And, boy, I'll tell you, look at the numbers.
Rebound off the miss. Gauthier's ahead of the field, and he is just shoved out of bounds.
That should be an intentional foul, flagrant foul. Should be 2 shots on the ball. He was pushed from behind. There was no question about it. And I don't think they're going to make that call, but I don't understand why they won't.
You know, I think where you make it, Tom, is where you don't help the guy up. And right there, Joseph Tadaro chose to do the hard shove, but
and also
he didn't go and pick him up.
up.
So that's almost like I did mean it, and I don't care.
Right,
know?
and he just pushed
That's
him
when
away.
you call the flagrant foul.
He pushed him to, prevent him from making the layup, but they don't call the flagrant.
And it was at his most vulnerable part of the leap when you have no contact with the ground and you're going to go flying. I mean, you can grab a guy. You can just grab the guy and run out of bounds with him, hold on to him. That's another way to do a hard foul.
Well, now they just announced a 2-shot foul. I thought that he said plus the ball, but I don't know if the PA announcer had that right or not. They did not signal the flagrant.
He's talking to him right now. So
yeah, see, he's talking to him because he made that call. He made that announcement.
He made the announcement and the ball?
I thought I heard him say and the ball.
Maybe that's a question of overstepping your bounds as the PA announcer, but he's also right if he said that. That's what the call should be. So we will await first the free throws.
Mike James is going to go right down to Chick-fil-A and get a sandwich after this game, aren't you, Mike?
Oh.
I know he is. He's been watching this guy he's been watching the cow all day. In fact, get a little annoyed when the cow would come up in the stands and block our view.
I think he's going to eat the cow.
I think he is, too. Yeah, that's true.
And the sandwich.
Yep.
Oh, that's a technical right there, Tom.
Yep.
There it is.
So they did call it. They did call the flagrant.
Yeah. He gets 2 of them, actually.
2 and the ball.
In high school, it's not just 1.
Right. It's it was a 2-shot foul, John. It's not the technical. It's a 2-shot foul. So it's a flagrant foul. There's no reason for anybody to be on the line because there's
they get the ball.
Because there's no rebound to be had.
Okay.
And they get the ball.
Okay.
So
it's a
best
of both worlds for Nashua.
3-point lead for North and the ball. And Brodeur loses it out of bounds. After all that, it basically is reduced to just a 2-shot foul.
He just dropped the Ming vase on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Handed to him, the gift. 52-49, 2 minutes to go in the overtime. Hard contact by Williams.
Yeah, Akers tried to initiate the contact and the referees didn't fall for it.
And Akers is going to have a talk to the official right now. He thinks a foul should have been called.
He thinks that he wasn't given enough room to move. And
welcome to Nashua.
Yeah, I know it, really.
Exactly. You know what? It could have went either way, and it did. It went Nashua's way. So here's Gauthier with it. He's cutting back, and it's pickpocketed.
But who ends up with the ball?
Williams.
Of course.
On the spot again, the 5th time tonight. Javon Williams with a key basket, and the biggest lead here of the second half for Nashua North, 54-49 in overtime with a minute and a half to go in the extra frame. Moore Catholic really not able to get anything going here in overtime.
They're going to have to try to throw up a 3 here if they want to get back in it.
There's Casey. Akers gets
the roll.
Akers gets the roll, and it also, was it a foul or a timeout?
No foul, just timeout by Moore Catholic.
So he makes it a 3-point game.
Because now what Rafanello is going to do is he's going to say, okay, we'll let them move the ball around until it gets to this point, and then I want you to foul if we aren't able to get a steal.
This game is not over yet, 54-51.
Oh, far from over.
1:12 to go.
Can't believe those 2 chunky seats have been open the whole second half.
I know. Yeah.
They've been more open. They've been more open than any shooter on the floor.
This is the most polite basketball crowd I've ever seen.
They've been more open than any shooter on the floor. It is the most
polite. It's distracting, isn't it? Yeah, we have no obnoxious noise when the other team shoots free throws.
No, you're right.
And people are like, oh, you sit down. No, you sit down.
You're right, exactly.
Berdeur's going to inbound it, looking to throw that fastball. He throws it deep to Rancourt,
I don't get this at all.
Off of Did you see that play that Rancourt made? He made a tip reception. He threw it off of Cassesi's feet, and it went out of bounds off the Mavericks. Terrific job by Rancourt to maintain possession.
Great job by Rancourt. Great instincts.
Heads up play.
I don't get that pass. You know, that's a low percentage pass.
Williams with the runner traveled. Well, it's number 4, and maybe he's got a little touch of Brett Favre in him. You know? Could that be it? He's just trying to force one time?
Yeah, Just don't think that was the. I don't think that was the play to make. That's for
Akers
sure.
working against Gauthier. Under a minute to go. Bounce
nice
pass.
pass.
Nicely done. Tadaro can't get it. Puts it back and in.
Unbelievable putback by Tadaro.
Wow. Athletic move by the
Oh,
sophomore.
boy. He gets a wide open layup and he muffs it. And then all of a
Athletic
sudden,
moves.
gets right back in there.
And it's interesting, the athletic moves we're seeing are coming off mistakes or
Loose balls.
Loose balls. That play by Rancourt there was really on like you said, it's not the best pass to make in that situation, but he made the best out of that situation. So it's a 1-point game. Nashua just barely on top, 54-53 after that terrific lay-in by Tadaro off the feed from Akers. 49 seconds left in overtime, but you almost get the feeling like this is like better than even money for a second overtime, the way this thing's going.
Well, we're on odd right now. We're 54-53.
You just see somebody going to the line and hitting one.
1 out of 2. We haven't had anybody make 2 in this game, but if North goes to the line, North's the better free throw shooting team.
I think Akers did that once. I think he got 2.
North is the better free throw shooting team.
Right.
Akers has gone 1 out of 2 twice in crucial in key situations.
Yeah.
So
Dylan Berdor will inbound it. Also on the floor, Ryan Gauthier, Javon Williams, Alex Pratt, and Trevor Rancourt. Tadaro, Miguel, Cassesi, Akers, Williams fighting for it, and is fouled by Tadaro. So he'll go right to the line.
Why? Why foul in that situation? I don't understand it. I think you just play defense and you just try to avoid contact and let it play out.
I think he thought he could make a clean steal.
I'll tell you what. I know that North's not going to be able to control the clock for 48 seconds. I haven't seen a high school team that can do it yet.
Right. Williams is at the line. Hits the first of 2.
Yeah, he's
a 2-point lead.
He obviously didn't go to the John Collins School of free throw shooting.
He practiced, which is more than I did. Williams, a good 2-shot free throw. He comes through under pressure. 56-53, a 3-point Nashua lead.
Plenty of time right now for Moore Catholic if they just want to go for a 2-pointer. They don't need it all in one shot.
Realizing that Akers is going to lay it
and
in
he gets the foul. Oh, my. Oh. Pratt had great positioning. He's looking like, you got to be kidding me. It's on me. I stood still.
Wow. Looking like a high-performance car going through pylons.
Unbelievable.
Lays it in, and it's tied if he makes this.
Can he make Can he make the free throw? He's always made the first.
Number 33 at the line, wiping the bottom of his basketball sneakers. Where have I seen that before?
And he misses the free throw. Where have I seen that before?
Not from Larry Bird. Alex Pratt with it. Oh, Berdor wide open. And he puts it in. Great job of spotting the floor by Alex Pratt.
Well, now it's 3-point time.
58-55. That's a clean steal by Nashua. Turnover with 9 seconds. Williams going to lay it in. That's the icing right there. 60-55 with 4 seconds left. And they just don't foul, and they're going to let him take it. Misses 60-55. There's your final.
Great job by North, all on the defensive end.
The hustle. They weren't that sharp on offense, but they made up with it with the hustling footwork on defense. So we had to go an extra frame.
Well, I can see how this team won at Salem. Andy Otaka's got a very competitive basketball team. He is going to have an enjoyable winter, I think. Much more enjoyable than last year's 4-14 year.
And we will enjoy.
He is going to have fun.
Bringing these games to you on Nashua ZTV. We hope to see a lot more of Nashua North basketball. A lot of great athletes on the floor, and they are a joy to watch. And they pull it out here, 60-55. They were trailing in the fourth quarter. They took the lead, recaptured, or actually was tied up at the last second shot to go to overtime, and then they just took control, led by Javon Williams. And I'll give Javon the player of the game. I know Trevor Rancourt was tremendous. Alex Pratt was tremendous to get literally up off the floor off an injury and come back, but it was a team effort.
I'd give Javon Williams the player of the game.
And we hope to see a lot more of them. So we have, coming up, Nashua South against Bedford next here on Nashua's ETV.